This video is for those interested in how the hike went for Chelsea and I to see the 2024 Eclipse. I really should have taken more video in the beginning of the hike, so instead I'm going to have to narrate what's happening in the pictures before I move on to the actual video. So the first day we just did a quick hike of Mount Joe to make sure our gear was properly prepared. That's what this picture is from right here. And there was I thought this was really cool. The icicles were melting off this rock, and the icicles were angled. I never saw that before. That was cool. For some reason, mushrooms covered in snow, this just looked neat to me. I don't think I've seen that before either. So that was it, just testing our stuff. That night we slept in the bed of the truck. So on to the real adventure. This was Marcy Dam. This was about 4 miles in, and most people were sleeping here the night because this is around most of the mountains that you could hike up. Most people wanted to hike on a mountain for the next day. I think most people didn't make it because they just weren't prepared. And yeah, that's me wearing a t-shirt. That's how I did pretty much all the hike, because I was just really hot carrying all my stuff. I had a really heavy pack, especially considering all the drone gear that I was carrying with me on this hike. But that's one of the things about hiking in the winter. You cannot sweat. Once you sweat, when you stop, you're gonna get cold. So I'm very aware to always be a little bit on the cold side and the hot side when hiking in the winter. So our goal was to get to Avalanche Pass, which I've never seen before. And going there, it was getting to be like a really tight valley, and there was all kinds of cool icicles. This is a good picture that shows like an awesome icicle formation where it's like caves, like little crevices going into the icicle, and it was really neat looking at it. Look at how that pine tree made everything melt underneath of it. I thought it was very strange the way the ice and that tree were interacting with each other. And eventually it widened up, and boom, you come out on Avalanche Lake. This was the best picture I got of it that can actually do this place justice. So as you can see, it's there's a trail that goes along the lake, and if you look above Chelsea's head, you'll see that walkway built into the cliff. So this has got to be an awesome place during the summer. Gotta check it out. We just finished, what, 5 hours of hiking?
Yeah, it's about 5 hours. We started at 3 o'clock, and it's now almost 7 o'clock. It's 6:45. Avalanche Lake! Woo! You hear that echo?
Yeah. Echo! So cool. It's hard to do justice how big these cliffs are, and the amount of icicles and stuff hanging off. It's a cool one up there.
You gotta go swimming here in the summer.
Oh yeah. So made it across Avalanche Lake, almost not successfully. So everyone else is hiking right along the lake, not using the path for the summer. Well, it didn't work well for me. I fell through. See, I'm wet. Up to here now.
I told you we shouldn't be walking across that.
Beaver Dam there. Yeah, you're not supposed to have a fire, but I think I might, because that might be a problem, you know. Both Chelsea and I fell in the lake, so I got wet up to here. This is what I got the worst, so built a fire. But by the way, we're
out of Wetwood.
Yeah, out of Wetwood. We're like 5 hours away from the closest road. Yeah, our only bet is to try to dry off, and you can see all the steam coming off my leg. It's working. Oh, don't let my boot go in. Yeah, our tent. That's our tent right there. Beautiful cliffs on either side of the lake that is right there. You can't see it because it's night, of course. Might do a time lapse. Maybe that'll get it. We'll see.
Supposed to go down to the teens tonight.
Yeah.
He's got soaking wet legs.
Yeah.
And with the wet wood, it's basically like a lot of steam coming up. So I tried drying out my own socks for 2 hours, and they got half dry.
Yeah, because you're trying to dry with steam.
Yeah.
Luckily, the fire is now that I stopped adding new wood to it, it's, Now it's just pure fire, so it's working better now. I later found out this valley is known for having beautiful stars, which makes a lot of sense because of the extreme valley. So unfortunately, quite a few mistakes were made this night that kept us cold and awake all night. For one, we're in a valley. Turns out it gets a lot colder there than everywhere else, so it was like 25 degrees everywhere else that night, but for us it was more like 15 degrees. And the other mistake is that, so there was a tarp underneath the tent, and us moving around camp and stuff made a little bit of snow get on that tarp. So our body heat melted the snow that got trapped between our tent and the tarp and had us laying in a puddle of water. So in the morning, we started up the fire again to dry off again. So also another problem is all of our batteries died except for our phones, which we were sleeping with. And I only got one drone flight out of the whole entire thing before my action camera battery just was completely dead. This spot has been one of my dream flights. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do it because the Adirondack Park does not allow drones. So they have a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is because of it disturbing hikers. And I do get that. This drone was ripping air, man. Hearing the echoes off the valley, it was great. The only time I knew I could get away with this flight would be in the winter when absolutely nobody is around. Was really disappointed I couldn't fly more because this drone should easily do any mountain on the East Coast, but had to pack up, and we did 7 miles to get up to Wright Peak, and while up there we hung out, and I also did some more exploring. So made it to the top of Wright Peak. If you wonder why I'm not wearing a shirt, because I sweat out my shirt. It was a hard hike. I sweat out my shirt, and I'm perfectly warm like this, surprisingly. It won't be for long. Just got up here. So
Eclipse 7 miles today.
There's Chelsea napping. Now we made it to the top.
Yeah, we did like 7 miles so far.
Yeah, probably 7, yeah. Let's switch the camera view. So, funny story. One time I hiked that mountain. That's Algonquin. Probably to about, I think, that rock right there.
I did too.
And yep, Chelsea was there for that too. Insert clip of that wonderful moment there. This is close to Algonquin Peak. But I was trying to go right. That was my peak. I have the wrong mountain there. Yeah. Amazing view. Good times. That's Mount Colden. Before, when we were in that big valley, we were down in there. Now that's Mount Marcy. That's the highest in the Adirondacks, 3rd highest on the East Coast. But the top 3 on the East Coast are all within 200 feet of each other. It's not a big deal. Then also I'll just pan around for a view of other stuff. That down there is Mount Joe. We parked right around there. Oh, and you can see Lake Placid. So see that? That's the Olympic ski jump when they held the Olympics here. And the town is right there. That's Lake Placid in the town. Alright, time for me to stop and I'll record again during the eclipse. While everyone else is around looking at the sun, I'm on an alternate mission. There's a plane crash that happened up here a long time ago. Some type, I don't remember. But I found a hint of it. See, there's a plaque right there. There's a big chunk of landing gear around here somewhere, probably buried under snow. I'm gonna find it. Let's go down there and read what that plaque says. So here's the plaque in memory of the people in the airplane, and it was a B-47 in 1962. And I'm happy. I found, check it out. Hold on, I gotta put my gloves on, but look at this. This is all a big chunk of aluminum. Let's unearth this thing. Yeah, they must have rammed right into this rock. no point in me. I mean, it's more of the same thing, but still, that's a wacky chunk of crushed up aluminum there. Some steel rivets and there's screws in there. Wow. Just a wacky rock formation here. Just thought I'd show it to you. Awesome place to take shelter, isn't it? But let's see. Oh, man, can we find the is this a rock? Yeah, that's a rock. Can we find the landing gear? That's the question. I know there's a giant chunk of landing gear. Might be in this giant snowdrift. Seems hollow. No. Okay, I'll turn the camera off, look around. Looking around, trying to find the landing gear, but it's not going well. I just keep on going, oh, whoa, to my hips in snow, trying to look for it. So it's definitely buried. So I need to go see this tree to get myself out of this hole. Snowshoes would have been a good idea for this section, wouldn't it have been? I was hoping it'd be a cool shot to get the Eclipse like right there with the plaque or land gear, something like that. I'm surprised nobody else came up here to try to do that though. So this legend I just met is using an ice pick, cut up his cheese and meats, and using his skis he brought all the way up here as a table. That's genius. Alright, so these guys are telling me that people ski down those two slides there, and they also pointed out that there's tracks down there. That's from people skiing this mountain. So that's wild.
Not only is the wind picking up, but it's getting colder out.
Yeah.
Freezing.
Oh wow, it's like a thunderstorm is coming, but like different. Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, I love that horizon.
360 sunsets.
Yeah. 360 sunset. Okay, so over there, I think that is the lake that separates New York from New Hampshire. I'm not sure. Whoa! Oh, it just started to change quick. Okay, okay. Wow. Whoa.
Don't you want to look at it through glasses?
Not too interested. Whoa! Look at your bare eyes. Wow.
Don't look at it much. That was amazing.
This camera's not picking it up, but this looks wild, man. Oh, through the welding glasses you can. Wow, that's the weirdest thing. That is so weird. Oh yeah, you can see the sun fading out. Okay, the wind is picking up more and it is getting darker. Oh, that's the town of Lake Placid down there. You can see the lights of Lake Placid. Wow. Fascinating. Big ring. No, it is the hairline ring. It's amazing. You can see a star there. Probably a planet. Those are
You
probably
can see
planets.
stars in different spots.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, that looks so cool looking towards that lake.
360 sunset.
Yeah.
Solar Eclipse 2024.
That looks nice over there. Oh, and you can see the light coming back now. You can tell it's a light over there. Yeah. It's getting bright over there still. Man, looking at that moon with my bare eyes is just... Oh, I gotta stop looking now. Now it's actually getting, it's peaking now. I gotta stop looking at it. Wow. And everything lights up. Wow. Okay, now... Oh man, I got just the right moment that you could probably almost watch it go across and get brighter that way. just getting back today. Oh man, my hands are getting numb. That cold that made it. I didn't think just a little bit of like no sun would get so cold. I really
Yeah,
didn't
it got
expect
freezing
that.
cold.
Oh, you can still tell it's dark over there. And that was it. Headed down the mountain is very easy, as you'll see here. So I would like to start documenting my adventures more, so if you're interested, consider subscribing. In the future, I would like to do Mount Marcy, and also check out what's under the water at Avalanche Lake. And also next winter, I think I'd like to ski one of these mountains. And I already found 2 people to do it with. Join! Yeah!